Yeah, yeah.
Kanye.
Guess who's Bizak? Guess who's Bizak? Let's go. Okay. This is one of my favorite beats, man. Let it play.
All time.
Yeah. Hey, yo. What's good, America? Matt Casey. As always, I'm joined by my dude, Marty Ward. And this is the Same Flaw Podcast. We're just cut differently, baby. Hey, Marty, what's going on?
Stop. That beat's gotta. Guess who's Bizak?
Hey,
that's just
love
one of the dopest beats all time. So had to kind of play it out.
Yo, underrated though. You never hear that played on the radio. You never hear that played on any kind of XFM or whatever they call Sirius.
You may hear it with Lord Sears drunk mix or something like that, or on Shade 4-5 every once in a while. They like to play that Jay-Z, that 96 to 05 Jay-Z.
That's Hove.
07,
That's
you know what I mean?
That's Hove and Scarface and Beanie Siegel on a Kanye beat. I can't beat that.
That's tough to beat right there, man. I mean, like Jay-Z, right? Like, I don't mess with Jay-Z after maybe the Black Album. Like, I'm just such a throwback Jay-Z fan. Like,
blasphemy.
It's hard for me.
That's blasphemy. I mean, listen. Everybody's got their own opinions and ideas, but Hove did mature. He elevated his game. He went from the drug dealer, hustler, money cash, all of that stuff.
He stopped running with DMX.
had to get away from X, had to get away from R. Kells. Like he couldn't do it anymore. But now he's enlightening people, man. The last album, that 444 album, man, those were the jewels. We always end each segment or each podcast with dropping jewels, and we give all our listeners a little bit of advice or some kind of knowledge, spit some game to everybody, and that's what 444 was. It was all advice. Invest. It was fine. Jay-Z's financially driven. He's a billionaire for a reason.
I bought that CD when it came out. Like, I was at Target. Put it in the truck. Listen to it one time through. Never put it on again.
Oh, you gotta that.
I'm just different like that, man. I'm like,
it's an album you got to listen to over and over again. What'd you think of that new Nas album, King's Disease?
I liked it. I liked it but I like Nas's delivery right now still as good as I liked it back in the Illmatic. It was written, Nostradamus, like all those days of those albums coming out, right?
Yeah.
Like Nas has always been there for me. Like Jay-Z went from that hustler, right, rugged, grimy street flow, with the boom bap beats, and even some of the Pharrell beats and the nerd beats, like back then, like were dope that he spit over. But it was just funny because, like, I just, Nas just still has that street essence to me, that aura. Whereas like Jay-Z doesn't have that to me anymore, which I respect Jay-Z 100%.
Yeah, Nas, Jay's like let me think. He's like a Bill Gates type of guy, I don't want to compare him to Don Trump, but he's got that kind of like focus on money, where
like Nas is like a blues musician to me. Like a BB King.
Nas is
like
more
classics, still in the art, loves the art. You know what I mean?
He's like a godfather. You know what I'm saying? Given everything he's saying is a story for you to grow upon,
Yeah.
I mean, I think they came out with a song together, Jay-Z's verse was, "I'm a black Republican,
Yeah.
And Nas's verse was I'm a black militant, and those are the kind of the mentalities,
Yeah. I mean, Nas's pops was a blues musician back in the day in Mississippi too.
Yeah, I can't think of his name, but
So that's
yeah,
OG
man.
right there with musicians,
OG.
man.
But I mean, this conversation kind of leads us into, the first part,
why
of our
we're doing
episode.
what we do in this podcast.
And that's the thing, right, Marty? Like we had a talk, and this is episode number 5, and I thought, the first 4 episodes progressively got better. I think we have a good layout. I think
Real talk of Fugazi
is a big fan favorite. We've got a lot of feedback about the rapid responses. We keep it
rapid responses like it's COVID testing. Rapid fire, fam.
Rapid fire, baby.
you got it on your brain.
Man, I got Q-tips up my nose and stuff.
I know, man. I know.
But
it's wild.
We wanted to bring it back and reset the dial, and allow our listeners to really understand, why we're doing what we're doing, where our content comes from.
Yeah.
And, gives you a better idea of who we are, why we're together, and what we plan on doing with this forum, this opportunity to speak to people. So I'll let Marty, why don't you
yeah, I'm gonna just talk about it for a minute here. Like Matt and I grew up together, Syracuse. He's a couple years older than me, graduated with my sister, actually. Big shout, Bridget.
Yep.
And like we've known each other a long time, got into sports, Valley and all types of things on the over on the south side of Syracuse, and was able to grow playing lacrosse together, but then also hung out outside of lacrosse. Like it wasn't just about lacrosse all the time. And I think for us growing together in Central Florida now and kind of getting together, probably 3 years ago, we started thinking about doing a pod, and just growing through the game, right, of lacrosse together, and not being from the same necessarily quote unquote background as a lot of people that play lacrosse or make a profession of lacrosse, and as an educators, in trying to build out a future and a career, with this game being a big piece of it. We felt like there was a spot in the landscape of media that we could share a little bit different perspective, not just on lacrosse, but also on life, culture, everything, because that's a passion of ours, and that's a passion of mine. That's a passion of Matt's. And like we talked about that first segment, just talking about Jay-Z, Nas, just the beats, and that can go into food, that can go into movies, that can go into anything we want to talk about, family, trust, all these things, right? Loyalty. And I think that that's the vision of our podcast, really, is that loyalty factor. We want our listeners to understand that we're all about just sharing our experiences. Hopefully you take some education from it and then some entertainment from it. And if you do those things, love is love, man. Love is love.
You hit it on the head when you said, we aren't your typical, lacrosse guys, we're not lags pros, and I don't knock any lags pros, guys that eat, sleep, and, poop lacrosse. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love this sport. I mean, the amount of skill that's required to be successful in it, the determination, it's like wrestling and hockey, as far as the athleticism. I mean, if you can run by somebody, you have a better chance, and then also the heart, man, that, whether or not you can continue, or whether or not you're down or hurt or injured and can keep going. Like, I mean, this sport has the best combination of all 4 of those, attributes. And, it's certainly a passion of mine.
Yeah.
And even more than lacrosse, man, I'm so appreciative because, I mean, we've talked about before, man, being a 9-year MLL and NLL vet. I mean, I've experienced so many opportunities that a lot of people where I grew up didn't get a chance to experience, going to Hawaii, going overseas, and playing all over the country, and doing all these free trips and getting paid to play and being on commercials. I mean, I was on a commercial with Michael Strahan one time.
Yeah.
for Sports Authority. And, these.
Yeah, I still think it's just dope, like that lacrosse being the sport that it is, coming from an indigenous background, a native game, the Haudenosaunee, the people of the Longhouse. The game was given to us by the creator.
Mm.
And it really was the Iroquois game, the long stick game. There's many other nations that play a ball and stick game, but this game coming from the creator, and it's a spirit game. It's a medicine game. It heals, and I think that I think in my life, I know that it healed me, and it got me to where I need to be as a man and as a father and as a son and as a brother and as a friend. If it wasn't for lacrosse, there would never have been that. We said it before off air. There would never have been that fuel that went into the engine that helped get through certain times. Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that we talked about it the first episode, sports save lives. And in my case, I know that lacrosse saved my life. You know what I mean? As a person and as a man. So like we love it. When I say love is love, man, like this game gave us everything, but we have passion for other things. You know what I mean? It's not just that, right?
And I think Marty, obviously we've spoken about it, but our listeners need to know there are a lot of people who talk about the same things that we talk about, who live the same way that we do, and especially in the sport of lacrosse, and it's growing. There's a lot of people that look like us that are now really, the gap is bridging to get into the sport. The opportunities are slowly but surely becoming available to a lot of people that grew up in places similar to where we grew up. And, I think a lot of those kids and players and parents and adults, they would appreciate a voice in the game of lacrosse that really related to them. And not to say that this doesn't relate to everybody, because I think, there's a lot of people in the sport of lacrosse that didn't grow up the way we grew up, that love what we're talking about and love our energy and our flow. But
real talk.
This is like you said, love is love, and all we're doing is spreading positivity, encouraging people to participate in the sport of lacrosse, but also to be themselves. I've always hated being classified as a lacrosse player. Like I said, love the sport, passionate about the sport, but the sport doesn't define me as a person, as a human. And I'm passionate and focused and dedicated, and I have so many hobbies about so many other things that I think you need to hear those things. So
no doubt,
that's the fundamental principles behind what we're doing.
I got a quote to segue us from Josh Metcalf, who I got to meet last year, 2 years ago now, came to Lakeland, the author of Chop Wood, Carry Water. My value comes from who I am, not what I do. You know what I mean? Like, and that's like just where I think, like, I write that down in my daily journal every day at the top of the book. Like it's the truth, man. Like what you do doesn't define you all the time. Like, and I think that, this is an awesome ride. So let's
character.
Let's get right into the sports segment though. And let's talk about a couple things here going on in the world of sports. College lacrosse is right around the corner, and college lacrosse schedules have started popping up everywhere. Myself being a Division II head coach in the SSC, we have not got our schedules yet, but we're optimistic, about having a season. I know practices start for us next week, so we're excited. But in Division I, we got the MAC conference, SoCon, the CAA, and the Big East all putting out conference schedules. Matt, what do you feel about that? Are you getting excited? You getting the itch now? Is it really springtime? Are we really going to have a season?
I'm confident that we're going to have a season, in the sense that games will be played.
Yes, sir.
This is going to be a season unlike any other season. I guess we've set a precedent in 2020, right? How many games you guys play?
We got 7 in.
And
that 7th game was on the day they shut everything down.
I remember that. That was a weird day because you knew what was going to happen too.
Scary day, bro.
Because I remember because that was on a weekend, wasn't it?
No, it was a Thursday. We flew to Philly.
Was that the 11th?
No, the 14th or 12th. Excuse me, 12th. I'll never forget that day, man.
Yeah, because I played on the Friday. I played on the next Friday, and I remember, that Saturday was the day, or Sunday or Monday, one of those three. I think it happened on the weekend, but that's when they got shut down.
That's when it was over, man. The Ivies started it all. The Ivies might not play again this year either, that we're seeing right now. So
yeah, the Ivies kind of set the whole tone, right?
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah. They set the bar. And then I think the NESCAC followed suit after that. So it was an eerie situation, and I'm excited though. As a college coach, we're planning for a season. So we're excited.
I do think we're gonna finish a season. It's not gonna be a season like you've ever done, like we've ever done before. As you can see in football, as you can see in basketball, like cancellations left and right. Players are gonna be out.
If you feel like it's going to be a regular year and that's how you're preparing, and you're not planning for the bottom to drop out at some point with your program in college, I think you're preparing to fail. Like we all have to prepare for the worst case scenario right now, to stay competitive, and then also public health. We're still in a pandemic.
Well, so I told you, Marty, obviously I got a high school season. We'll talk about that later on in the episode. But how's your mindset right now as we progress towards your first day of practice is same as mine next Monday, this upcoming Monday, 4 days away. Where's your mind at?
My mind's on my guys. It's on my players, man, because we have not had a practice yet all year, and we've had some limited contact stuff, and my mind's on my guys. We're planning to be as competitive and successful as we can. So we're taking every precaution necessary in terms of practice planning, how we're shaping practice. I'm talking to coaches throughout the country that are practicing. They're helping with intel, how they're doing things, trying to keep their kids safe. So right now I'm leaning on the community, man. I'm leaning on the community of coaches, because we're all great guys. We're all great professionals and girls out there, ladies out there too. And I think we just need to lean on each other and help each other through this thing so that we can give our kids and our players a great experience this year.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, let's move on right up to the NFL though. Bills Mafia, baby. Stand up, break a table, do whatever it takes. You're lucky it's cold up there, so if you light it on fire, you got to stop, drop, and roll, baby, because Bill Mafia is coming to Kansas City Sunday night. Ooh. I'm fired up. Okay. Yeah. AFC Championship game. Let's go.
Hey, man, I give you so much credit for sticking with the Bills. I mean, I'm a Lions fan, and we went through an 0-16 season. We haven't been, realistically competitive since Barry retired, yada, yada, yada. But, one of the reasons I'm not a Bills fan was because growing up, they went to 4 Super Bowls, and they lost all 4 Super Bowls, and they were consecutive Super Bowls.
I used to just always love the Cowboys fans from Syracuse.
Oh, I hated them.
Many, right?
They honestly, the Cowboys fans in middle school were the reason I became a Lions fan.
Okay.
But you guys, and then since Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas and Andre Reed and all those guys, Daryl Talley.
Baby. Let's go.
Yeah, all those guys. Don Beebe with the helmet.
Cornelius Bennett.
That dude was a monster.
I know, man. What's your pick, Matt? I want to know your pick,
Since those guys left, you guys have experienced probably, even though the Lions have had an 0-16 season, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you've experienced less success than the Lions.
Listen,
since then,
if you weren't a fan with us when we had JP Lossman taking snaps, don't start rooting for him Sunday. Do not.
Amen. I shared a post. Right? I shared a post, man. I went to the gym the other day, took a picture. I saw a license plate of a Bills. All it said was Bills.
It looked brand new too. It was like they just bought it.
Man, that was crispy, just shining. Still had the new car scent on it. He was outside.
Man, I had to do a video at a red light. I was so hot about all these people saying they're, Bills fans now. It's all
Hey,
good. We
I'll
love
be
you
honest.
though. It's okay.
I'll be honest.
We'll
I'm
pull you
rooting for
along.
him. I'm
We'll
rooting
pull you
for him
along.
upstate.
No doubt.
Can't
Represent.
stand Kansas City. They're too talented.
Is that your
It'll
pick?
be I'll 100% it. Bills.
Nice.
I got Bills all day.
Let's go.
Here's the thing. And I was talking about this with one of my colleagues today. It would be I don't know if travesty is the word, but it would be definitely disappointing from a health standpoint. If anybody cares about the players of the NFL, it'd be disappointing to see Patrick Mahomes play.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough.
Seeing how he stood up, and like he couldn't stand up, he went
No.
back down. He was completely out of it.
He can't play Sunday, man.
And the NFL has this, supposedly, amazing 5-step protocol where the player's safety is ensured and at the forefront of the protocol. Bro, there's no way that man, based on what I saw, can go out there and perform without any kind of risk of re-injuring his head.
We can sit on this for a second. I think if he practiced today, non-contact, and was limited, like I think that it's a bad look for the NFL. And I'm not saying that as a Bills fan. Like, I'm just saying it in general, as a general health, human being. Like, the way he went down looked like he got choked out in the MMA. Like, eyes were rolling back, like couldn't stand up. Like, I get getting dinged, right? I get it. Like, and you get up and we all played through that. But like, this was different. I never played through a hit where I couldn't stand up or walk around. You know what I mean?
You get your bell rung, you see stars.
Yeah, like
you might get knocked out for a second.
But you're back up.
You're back up and you're ready to go. And that's where my frustrations usually come with the high school or college, concussion protocols. But this one looked a little bit more significant, a little bit more severe, to the point where, like I said, it would be sad to see the NFL allow him to play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who do you got in the other game though? Bucks versus the Pack. Okay, man, I got you on this one.
Two goats. I got the Pack. I got the Pack without a doubt.
I'm rooting for the
Pack by 2 touchdowns. I gotta
go Pack for my step pops, Kev. Rooting for the Pack. I want the Pack Bills house divided. You know what I mean? Like, for the Super Bowl. But,
that'd be cool, man.
Yeah, I don't want Tom Brady to get there. I'm glad what he did with the Bucks, but I don't want Tom Brady to get there. And I got a slight wager. Super Bowl's in Tampa too, though.
On the Packers winning the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl. Man. Settle down with that.
Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro.
Stop. Why'd you do that to me right there?
I got
bring it up like that.
I got like 2. I don't know what it was.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what you got.
I got
if you're rooting for the Pack, I don't want to hear what you got. That's gonna be a good episode too. So listen, but the thing is this: if Tampa wins it, it's gonna be mayhem across Florida with Buffalo Bills fans and Tampa Bay Bucks fans in Tampa together. It's gonna be craziness, man.
Yo, can I tell you this though? And just to move on to another topic, because I think we're sold on Bills, we're sold on Packers.
Bills, Pack, Super Bowl, those are the picks,
without a doubt. And we'll talk about who's gonna win the Super Bowl next episode
after that.
But I will tell you this. I was watching the Nets play last night.
Okay. What are we talking about? Are we going to talk about the 3?
Yeah, no, not yet. Maybe. Yeah, I guess so. The first 2 games before last night, James Harden's first 2 games. First game was a triple-double. Second game, he just balled out. They looked unstoppable. Kevin Durant, I think he's averaging 30 now. He scored 40 the first game. Harden played. Last game, he had like 30 something. I don't know what it was. Anyway, long story short, they won both of those games in convincing fashion. Last night, James Harden's 3rd game was Kyrie's first game back from his little hiatus.
Yeah, his thing he went on. Yeah, his thing.
Kyrie took 28 shots. James Harden took 14. The Nets lost. to the Cleveland Cavaliers,
who can't score points.
They have the second worst offense in the league, but they put up 140 plus, almost 150. I think it was 147. What do you think about that?
I think that big three ain't the other big three, Wade, LeBron, and Bosh. I can tell you that right now. I can say that confidently Kyrie is not a good teammate right now. Hopefully he gets a little bit better with it. I know he gave like a nice interview about money and about it doesn't create happiness and that, this is not all about that. And that's the truth. And I love that. But like, I don't see this thing. Now that's just one game, but I just don't see it happening. Like James Harden is a big enough personality. Kevin Durant, we already know, right? And then you got Kyrie. I don't know if they're going to play in the sandbox together. Great, the whole season. I don't think it's a championship team. Not with the way the Clippers are playing right now. I don't see it as a championship team.
I love who Kyrie wants to be.
Yes.
I love it. I love his ambition to be a social activist and just an all around good person. Unfortunately, I think he's going about it the wrong way. I think, and he's focusing his energy in the places where it's not needed to add extra energy. It's just needed to be a good, fundamentally sound human being.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And his energy should be put towards his crafts and his teamwork and all that stuff. And he's just not in the right place.
It's not right now.
Right now. He's got great energy though. Yeah. I like that.
Let's shift it up to rapid fire. We got some questions for you. I'm going to hit you with a couple things.
Come on now.
Best old school hype track, We Will Rock You by Queen or In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins?
Simple. In the Air Tonight, man. Phil Collins, my guy. I'll be honest with you. There's like, this beat is so hot, and then when the beat drops at the end, mean. Come on, man.
It's me.
Bump.
Like night game.
Yo, this is my son started playing football games.
And that's it right there.
And the whole first season, every game, our drive over there would end with that song, so we get fired up. So I got In the Air Tonight.
I agree. We're gonna go New York and Chicago style pizza.
Deep dish is great in the sense that you only need one slice to fill you up. I remember I was driving across the country going over to the Vail tournament. And we stopped at buddy that I was driving with had a friend in Northwestern, so we stopped at her place. And we got deep dish, and I was like, "Yo, I can't wait, bro." I was struggling 75% of the way through the first slice. I'm going New York style pizza all day.
All day, more versatile. I love me a Chicago style pie, but New York. We already covered this one. I want your opinion of it. Which big three? Wade, LeBron, and Bosh, or KD, Harden, and Kyrie? You got to pick one for a one-on-one game. Who's winning it?
Oh, one-on-one game?
One, like, 3-on-3.
Like a pickup game?
Like they all retired. They're all old dudes. They're playing in Ice Cube's 3-on-3 league. Let's go. Who you got?
Well, I mean, if that's the case, I'll go KD, Harden, and Kyrie. They're younger.
Oh, okay.
But in their primes when they were together, it is to be determined. With KD, Harden, and Kyrie, but I'm taking. I got to go with the Heatles, man. The Heatles they won 2 championships. They got to 4 finals. They got to the finals every year. Come on.
Yeah, you have to, right? With Bosh, I mean, they're all Hall of Famers, all 3.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And then coaching club lacrosse or high school.
I'm fully engaged and engulfed in the club scene. And I enjoy it, but there's nothing like playing under the lights, man, with a team that you're practicing with 5 days a week, 6 days a week sometimes. You have like real relationships with them because you see them in the school. Like I'm going high school all day.
No doubt, high school was it, man. And I never played club, but I've coached a little bit of club here and there, and nothing compares to high school.
Nah, bro.
Hit me up. Let's see what we got.
I got you. So. when you're looking for your first pick in attackman, you're
Yep.
looking for a dude that's a pure shooter, lights out. I'm talking, what's that dude, Ryan? What's his name for Team USA?
Ryan Brown.
Yeah, you're talking about like Ryan Brown style shooting, like lefty, right?
Who am I going with? Like, okay,
underhand, or are you talking about a QB of the offense,
Mhm.
guy that manipulates everything from Max?
Okay, like what do you like? Okay,
What kind of
comparison?
Do you got one attackman to pick?
Do you have a pro that I can compare a QB to?
Ooh, Ryan Boyle comes to mind first off.
Assist guy, Princeton stud.
Yeah, just manipulates the offense, knows what the defense. I'm sorry, manipulates the defense, knows what they're doing, and can put their guys in the right spot.
For me, and the way I coach offense, I want a QB first, and then I build everything around the quarterback. I'm just that kind of coach. I know some guys would go straight shooter first. I've always tried to develop our attack through a QB and then kind of work everything else around that QB, because I think those decision making and those intangibles that a quarterback with the IQ that they have, and that they're leaders, like what they bring to the table is going to be just a little bit more right away.
Yeah, Ryan Brown is a monster though. I've never seen a shooter. He's like the Steph Curry of lacrosse.
Some of these dudes can just rip it. I mean, if you're looking at,
I've never seen anybody like that.
Like Lyle Thompson is like everything, right? But like Lyle, I mean, is he going to stretch a defense at 17 and hit a 2? Like Ryan Brown can do that, but like you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like I take Lyle. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like it's like I gotta take Lyle. Like I gotta. All right,
here we go. Here we go. Next one. Favorite spot in a fantasy draft? Do you like the middle, the first pick, or the last pick where you can get 2 in a row?
I don't do fantasy.
All right, so we're going first pick because if you're not first, you're last.
Hey, shake and bake.
There you go. All right. What are you going with? Chicken parm or spaghetti and meatballs?
This is a very tough decision because my chicken parm choices have to come down to restaurants or like areas of the country where I'm eating it. Spaghetti and meatballs. I don't really like people making my Italian food unless I'm in a little Italy.
Let's talk about Syracuse spots then.
Like Syracuse, I mean, old school spots. I used to go to Joey's a lot downstairs over on Carrier Circle. I really like their food, their ambiance. Spaghetti Warehouse was always good, but that's like a chain. You had Possibilities is a good
Possibilities spot. Downtown.
Like, you know what I mean? There's some spots, but like still it's like I'd rather go to my boy's house where his mom's making sauce and sit down and eat it.
So what you got?
But if I gotta order it, I'm gonna order chicken parm with penne and some sauce on the side.
So you mentioned all those spots. You didn't say like Franco's or Dominic's.
No,
Delmonico's.
Delmonico's is good too. Steak and pasta. Like Luigi's was a good spot in the valley too, but for a long time. But like I haven't been in Cuse in a minute, man. I'm not like.
I'm going chicken parm.
Yeah, chicken parm.
Assuming the Bills win, who would you rather see? Brady and the Bucks or A-Rod and the Pack?
I would like to see Brady and the Bucks so we can beat Brady. Like I don't want the Bucks to win, but I'd rather see them than Rodgers.
Yeah, you don't want to see A-Rod. Yo, Rodgers is he is nuts, bro. Nuts.
He's too good. He's too good right now.
Nuts. He is the GOAT, and he's the best quarterback in the game right now.
Yeah, like he's a stud. So I mean, Brady's a stud too, but like I'd like to beat Brady once, and like I think we'd be fun. Cool. I think Josh Allen. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Well, let's move on.
Let's go real quick. I just want a quick answer on this for the culture segment. I don't think we need to dive too deep into it today, but I got a question for you. With your high school team right now, how is social media having an impact on your athletes, you feel like?
Well, I can tell you this, and I'm not going to shout anybody out or anything, and I don't even think, maybe it's happening in our school, I don't know. But I know in Florida, we're not very well known, right? So two things social media does as far as lacrosse is concerned, right? Like Florida lacrosse isn't high on the recruiting spectrum for college coaches, especially D1 coaches, right? So one thing that I've noticed, and I saw a few of those things pop up over the last like few months, is signings, like club teams and in high
Yeah.
schools and players promoting their signings with colleges that I've never seen before, never
Yeah.
even noticed before. Like, and
There's
and
a lot
and
of new schools.
I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I'm just saying, it's like one, I think kids are seeing other people being promoted at Hopkins and at Cuse and at Duke and all the and Notre
Yeah.
Dame and all these
Yeah.
places, and they want to be that so bad, which is great. I love ambition. I love motivation. But I think a lot of times kids are committing to colleges just so that they can get
A social media graphic.
signed. Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
you see that impact already on
I
kids.
think so. I mean, there's a lot of kids that it would be like a lot of these kids are playing in really good private schools and they can go to all these great colleges and they end up in little towns, that aren't really known for their academics. And it's just befuddling to me.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy. It's
um,
crazy. It's
so
clout chasing, fam. It's clout chasing.
yeah.
Stop clout chasing.
I'm not a huge fan of that. But the other thing on the flip side is, it does allow kids to promote themselves, which I'm not huge on promoting self promotion. I don't do it at all. I think I got out of at my actual active playing career before like everybody started putting out training videos
Well,
and
training videos are fine. You know what I mean? But like I'll say this. Training videos, all that stuff is great. I love that stuff. I'm into it. Like I love seeing the pros. Not everybody needs their own logo. Like I think it's funny, man. That's all. I love it, but like it's the progression of our sport. I get it. You know what I mean?
yeah. So I think it does allow them an opportunity to put their stuff out there
Yeah, and
and
then
be
social
seen.
media with your kids, they see this, they want to be on that list, or they want to have that logo next to the logo. You know what I mean? It's like a logo.
I'm just old school. I'm just old school, Marty. I grew up where let your play speak for yourself for you. You know what I'm saying? Like
always have.
I
Always
don't need
will.
to. I don't need to tell you that I'm a good player. I'm gonna show you. You know,
and I love it. And I mean, I'm with you too. I love this. I love the spotlight that these kids are putting on themselves too. I really do. I really do. Their highlight film. I love that they call them mixtapes. I think it's hilarious. Like this is my mixtape dropping January 15th. Like I think it's hilarious, man.
Did you ever have a mixtape?
Did I ever have a mixtape, like a real
Did
rap
you send one?
mixtape?
Did you send one? Nah. Did you send like a?
I sent a game of Liverpool and us, and they beat us.
You sent the game.
See? The whole game on VHS.
Yeah, on VHS. We never had like highlight tapes or highlight videos.
We're old school now. We're past the young bucks. So I feel you. Keep hustling, boys. Keep doing your things.
Yeah. Stay motivated. Stay inspired.
Real talk of Fugazi.
This is my favorite segment.
My favorite. I got the first one just for you, Matt. But you got only 30 seconds to answer this thing, so you can't keep going, man. I want to hear.
I'm sorry.
Our leadership will take a step forward in our country in the next 4 years.
Facts. Real talk. Sorry. Real talk.
Almost
real
forgot
talk.
the segment.
Listen. Facts. Real talk. I think. Yeah. What I got? Like 15 seconds left.
You're good.
I was inspired to a certain extent yesterday to hear the focus, not like everything about the economy, not everything about this and that and who, different deals between different countries. It was just internal and how we need to come together. And, if we can take one step forward and not be so divided by, right and left and
party lines,
Democrat and white and black and, whatever, if we can come together, then I would say the next 4 years was a success.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's real talk. I think we're gonna take a step forward. Goodfellas is the greatest mob movie of all time.
It's one of my man, dude.
All time.
Whew.
All time.
Casino's great. Oh man, Godfather 1 and 2, great. Jeez.
Real talk of Fugazi.
Man, I'll go real talk, man.
Real
I'll go real
talk.
talk. Yo, love Henry, love Tommy, love De Niro. What's De Niro's name?
Jimmy Conway.
Jimmy, man. Like,
Stud.
oh my God, there's so many good mob movies.
I mean, Jimmy, Henry, and Tommy though together.
That's a big three.
The storyline. That's the big.
They would dominate. Bron, Bosch, and Wade.
That's a big three of mafia movies right there. The big three, like that whole flick, man. Real talk. Goodfellas.
The Jimmy Hoffa movie that just came out on Netflix was sick too.
Kill the Irishman.
Was that
it's The Irishman. Excuse me.
The Irishman. That movie was sick.
That other one was like Christopher Walken joint. I never watched it. All right, cool. What do you got for me, dude?
All right, man. Well, Elon Musk, was talking some stuff the other day. He said that Tesla will release the first self-driving car in 2021 for the general public. Real talk or Fugazi?
Fugazi.
Ooh.
Fugazi. I'm going. It won't be till 2023 where the first real self-driving vehicle will be out.
Yo, Musk was talking his stuff, man. He was saying it's going to happen by the end of the year.
It could, but I need a Fugazi on this one.
All right, I got you. I'm
I don't know, man. The way technology's going, who knows?
Bro, he's predicting that he's been predicting everything. He's sending everything to Mars and stuff. I don't doubt that, man. I'll go real talk. But last real talk of Fugazi is sparked by my inability to fall asleep last night. I stayed up and watched the first segment of the Tiger Woods documentary. And it was amazing. Shout out to Tiger. Sorry that he's going through another back surgery, but the real talk of Fugazi statement is Tiger Woods is the best golfer of all time.
Real talk.
Real talk?
Real talk. Just because of the fact that he was so innovative in his game too, his swing speed. He had the video game, Tiger Woods Vision, EA Sports. Like, Tiger's just the GOAT, man. And I know Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus and some of these other guys were, are legends in the game. But like, you got to mention John Daly too, just for him being a cultural icon.
John Daly. Tiger's peak was higher than any golfer.
Like Tiger's,
by far.
Tiger's.
There's always going to be an asterisk next to his name. Like if he never got into that scandal and he never got hurt.
Yeah.
The last 14 years he's only won 4 majors, but
he's real talk.
Before that, 11 majors, man. Like he's a stud. So yeah, I got real talk too.
He's real talk. Well, let's go right into our last 2 things here. We got a what's the deal. And what's the deal with high school sports starting right now? What's the deal, Matt? How do you feel about that?
I'm torn. I'm torn in the sense that the uncertainty surrounding just about every element, every aspect of the high school season is somewhat demotivating. From a purity standpoint, I'm looking for, I'm literally, my high school season begins, my first practice begins on Monday, and I'm searching for inspiration and motivation, and I'm getting there, writing down the chart, and I don't even know who's there, writing down all these plays and stuff, just trying to get motivated, and I'll be come Monday. Nothing certain this year. But at the same time, Marty, sports means so much to me, to my family, to like a lot of the communities that I'm in, and to, I think, this country. And, we're in a global pandemic. we are, people are getting sick left and right at alarming rates. People are dying from this COVID-19 virus. Yet, out the smartest people who make many important decisions in our country, in our, nation, in our local uh, uh, government, are still allowing us to play sports. Um, we learn through sports, we grow through sports, we come together through sports. And as far as sports starting up again, I'm in full support, even though I'm like trying to figure out how to navigate it from a inspiration, from a
Football guys
motivational
did.
standpoint.
Football guys did in Florida, so lacrosse guys should be able to figure it out.
We need
Like,
sports.
yeah, I mean, I think it's great that Florida's got sports going. I really do. I feel like it's and my wife Erica, she works in the sports world as an athletic director, so I get firsthand knowledge of some of this stuff, and it's like, the kids need it, man. The kids need it. The coaches need it. The communities need it. We need competition. We need to be smart as coaches on how we practice, on what we do, and what we communicate, and how we communicate it. Like, it's not a bad thing to be overly communicative with your teams right now. Like, let's do this stuff so that we can move forward and we can have a great experience. I'm excited for you, Matt. I'm excited for Orlando Lacrosse this year. I think they're taking a step forward in the state of Florida. I'm excited to see how the state of Florida responds, who the state champ's going to be. We know they got some beasts up north with Ponte Vedra. We know they got some beasts down south with St. Andrews and St. Thomas and King's Academy coming out of nowhere. And then, a couple other schools. Tampa area is getting better with Cardinal Mooney and Sarasota down that area. And then you got Berkeley
the
Prep.
whole state's getting
Everyone's getting better. And I'm excited to see this growth of the game. And I'm excited for this season to go. I'm praying that you guys all have a season, just like I know you guys are praying for us colleges to be able to play.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better. A couple years ago, your first game of the season was at my home stadium.
That was awesome.
At Lake Highland.
It's a great game.
And my kids were so inspired by seeing you guys play Tampa. It was a high scoring game. It was fast paced. I think might have been the first year with shot clocks.
Yeah, it was a blast, man. It was awesome. It was awesome.
It was just a great overall experience. I mean, I can't wait to see some college lacrosse and obviously coach high school lacrosse.
No doubt. Well, let's drop a jewel on them.
You go first, buddy.
I got a jewel. Yeah, I got 15-second jewel here. My son last night, Riker Hastings Ward, caught his first fish at his Mimi and Pop Pop's pond. And all he had help with was a cast by me. I just casted it out, artificial baby shiner. We hooked it up with a Texas jig, casted it out. The third time he reeled it in, he caught his first fish. Videos on Instagram. Big shout, Reich. And he held the fish up for a picture. Let's go.
Yo, he reeled that thing in like a pro, bro.
Well, 3 years old, dude. Full size fishing rod. We're fired
and then he went over to it. He attacked it to go take it off the hook. I don't know if he got it off the hook. Did he get off the hook?
We got it off the
okay.
Dad helped a little.
Yeah, you cut the video off on that one. I didn't know. Yo, bro, it looked great.
What you got, man?
My jewel's kind of piggybacking off of that, man. One thing that I think creates divide is people feeling like their opinions are more important, which isn't the case, right? You can value different parts of your life however you want to value them, whether it's, education, whether it's athletics, whether it's social, whether it's family, whether it's God, whether it's religion. But all I'm trying to say is whatever you value the most, put the most energy into that.
Love it.
I think one, like Kyrie, I think his values are, whatever they want to be. But sometimes I don't think the energy that he puts into certain values are indicative of his list and his priority, So put the same amount of energy into your top values.
I love it. We're gonna, we're leaving you with the same type of shout out. We got follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, Same Cloth Pod. Make sure you guys are engaging with us. We want to get those followers up to at least 200. you know, this month into February. So we're excited for it. Let's keep engaging, keep having fun.
If you enjoy it, spread the word, baby. Spread the word.
Let people know. Tag us in some stuff. Because
hit us up. Give us a topic.
You already know, and we're gonna start having guests soon. Hopefully, you guys,
February,
you know, represent, you know, with the vision today, and we appreciate all you guys and all the listeners out there. And let's go Bills.
We got the vision, like the line between two dots.
You hating on the Bills, then you way off. Talking cheap meters in the playoffs. Game day, you know we going off.
Mafia.
Team captain shaking
Upstate.
coin toss. Say Mafia, that means family to me. Cause we're staying with the team, best fans in the league.
Woo!
Benny the Butcher. Big
My
shout.
God.
Have a good day, bro.
All right now.